as Israeli forces pushed deeper into Rafah just days after an airstrike sparked a major fire that killed dozens of Palestinians. The White House said that its ally had not crossed the Biden administration's red line. Israeli tanks were seen entering central Rafah for the first time Tuesday, as global condemnation mounted over the deaths in a crowded tent camp for displaced civilians, and as U.S. aid deliveries to Gaza by sea were suspended after damage to its temporary pier. National Security Council spokesman John Kirby told reporters at a briefing that the U.S. was not turning a blind eye to Israel's operations in the southern Gaza city, from which around 1 million Palestinians have fled in recent weeks. He said the Biden administration did not believe Israel's actions in Rafah so far represented a major ground operation that would violate President Joe Biden's warnings and trigger a change in U.S. policy, including a threatened halt to weapons shipments. A major ground operation is, thousands and thousands of troops moving in a maneuvered, concentrated, coordinated way against a variety of targets on the ground, he said. A U.S. official similarly told NBC News that while America believed the deadly strike was a horrific incident, it appeared to be the result of an airstrike gone horribly wrong and didn't represent Israel smashing into Rafah. Biden told CNN earlier this month, "I made it clear that if they go into Rafah, they haven't gone in Rafah yet. If they go into Rafah, I'm not supplying the weapons that have been used historically to deal with Rafah, to deal with the cities that deal with that problem." Asked by NBC News' Gabe Gutierrez how Israeli tanks appearing to near central Gaza did not represent a full-scale ground operation, Kirby said Israeli officials had maintained that their tanks were moving along the Philadelphia corridor, a key strategic strip of land running along the Egypt-Gaza border and not in the town proper. "That's what the Israelis have said," Kirby responded. "We're going based on what the Israelis are telling us and what they're saying publicly and what we're able to discern as best we can." Kirby's comments came just days after the Israeli airstrike sparked the fire that tore through the tent camp in Rafah's Tal al-Sultan neighborhood, killing at least 45 people, including children, according to local health officials. Hala Rarit, a U.S. diplomat and veteran Foreign Service officer who resigned from the State Department last month in protest over Washington's policy on Israel's war in Gaza, said she felt the Biden administration was now trying to wiggle their way out of this latest shift on what constitutes a red line. "The point of the president saying population centers were a red line is to avoid mass civilian casualties," she said in a phone interview with NBC News on Wednesday. "Whether they're going in by tanks or it's happening via bombs coming from the air, are we really trying to